Whitehaven attacking left to right, so attacking the railway end in the first half. It will be Dewsbury they are attacking the Kells end, and it's Jamie Field, the man to fetch the ball forward. We've got our thoughts of our special guest summariser David Seeds throughout the afternoon as Dewsbury look to fetch his ball forward. Good defence on the second tackle here from Whitehaven. Turnbull, Holgate, Kellett all involved, as it seems to be. I think it could be Callum Jordan who was looking to try and fetch the ball forward here for the Rams. Coming forward, continue, nearly through, actually are through there to Craig McShane, the fullback it is. And then puts his arm out, trying to get the hand off on Cam Brown, and he's being brought down. 37-38 away from his own line. Ball in the hands now with Paul Sykes. Gets it away to Garside, gets the offload into the hands then of Jack McShane, and the Rams are going to be brought down just over halfway, 10 in from the grandstand touch position down below us. Jamie Field now trying to spin out the tackle. It is the 5 and last. McShane in there at dummy half will come left into the hands of Sykes. Pressure being put on him, but gets the kick away. Weir all in at full back this afternoon. He'll collect it on the full, and he'll look to fetch it forward, and he's going to be brought down 20 metres away from his own line.
Yeah, good positive attack there. First set by Dewsbury. Not the best defensive first set by Whitehaven there. Connor Alden missing a tackle there, which gave the Dewsbury Rams a good 20 metres there. So yeah, a good start from Dewsbury, not so good from Whitehaven defensively.
But they've had the better start there of Whitehaven. They've had a penalty for laying on, so it means Kieran Tyder had the opportunity to put the ball 20 metres forward, and Haven will start this on the 40 metre mark. Turnbull was the man who'll play the ball now. Come right into the hands of Kellett. Kellett will take Whitehaven over halfway in at centre field. Holgate in at the starting berth this afternoon. He's in at dummy half. Slow to get up, he's Jack Kellett. Shapes left, goes right, does Ellison Holgate before escaping the clutches of Louis Collinson. Gets the offload away now into the hands of Brown, who will find Jordan Thompson. Finds his front. Just Thompson, 29 metres out. Holgate goes left into the hands of Brown in the middle. Now Tyra has to escape one tackle, and nearly actually through there once again is Tyra. 18 metres out now. Holgate in a dummy half, slow, but it was a one-on-one strip. And Kieran Tomlinson will now have ball in hand. He's brought down 20 metres out from his own line.
Yeah, Whitehaven caught asleep there at the play of the ball. A quick play of the ball by, I think that was Tyra who played that ball, but Ellison Holgate couldn't get there quick enough, and Dewsbury have pickpocketed that ball off them.
And that'll be George Senior who's coming off the centre berth to try and take his side forward here. 33 metres out when he's placed his ball. McShane will be in there at dummy half and then find the loose forward. Collinson, good run from him. He finds his front, stopped by Kellett and Nixon. Towards him now with Field and Sykes. Sykes takes the Rams over the halfway line. It is now the 5 and last, just ticked over into the 4th minute here. Still 0-0. Goes right on the 5 and last to the former Whitehaven man Hookham. Collect on the full will Weatherall. He's not going to get away from Liam Cotland. He's going to play this 16 metres out, 17 metres out, and he's actually being told to go back because it was a sort of a messy trying to get up and play the ball there from Weatherall. It's now Mitchell Todd in off the wing to take this ball forward up on contact. He's stopped exactly on the 20. Holgate will dive in at dummy half, goes left in towards the middle with Jordan Thompson, and Thompson will find his 7 or 8 metres before being brought down. Holgate come right into the hands then of Connor Holliday. Holliday stopped before his own 40, now goes towards the middle with Brown, and Brown will look to shift it out to Tyra, now out the back to Weatherall, who will find Ethan Bickerdike, and Bickerdyke's lost the ball upon contact. Initially signalled a one-on-one there by referee Luke Bland, and then Max Anderson-Moore has thrown the Dewsbury man over the touchline. Not that they're happy with that. Matt Anderson-Moore was still under the presumption the game was ongoing. Still waiting to see if there's going to be anything from that. Still waiting to see if it's going to be a knock-on scrum down for Dewsbury or knock-on for scrum down for Whitehaven. I think it's going to be scrum down for Whitehaven here, as it was ruled the one-on-one strip. So Haven could get fortunate here, and they will scrum down 10 short of halfway for Whitehaven.
I shall delete that error I've just put on my sheet there, Jordan. I thought that was a Whitehaven knock-on, so apologies to I think it was Ethan Bickerdike there, but yeah, luckily for Whitehaven, that's a one-on-one strip which has been pulled forward by a Dewsbury player.
An early change being forced. Some clatter coming from the nose of Jordan Thompson. So he's gone off for a HIA check, and Clark Chambers will go out there to replace him. Making his home debut is Clark this afternoon, after 2 appearances in Whitehaven colours away from home. time back on. Ball will come right from the base of scrum. It hands to Brown and they'll find Weatherall. Weatherall then looking for Mitchell Todd. Todd takes it at the third attempt. Whitehaven looking to go for it from player one. Almost lost it, but able to keep hold of the ball. It's now Chris Taylor that will take Whitehaven over halfway. The experienced centre. Most appearances in this Whitehaven side, 190 in Whitehaven colours, 191 this afternoon. Clark Chambers is now the man that's taken down, 31-32 metres away. Holgate's in there at dummy half, will go left into the hands of Tyra, back in the right now into the hands of Jack Kellett, and Kellett will be wrapped up, taken down 22 metres away. 5 minutes 20 on the clock here at the recreation ground. Holgate comes right then into the hands of Brown and now finds Connor Holliday, and Holliday's the man that trying to get his arm free. It is going to be the 5 and last, the 15 metres out here to Whitehaven, just to the right hand side of the post. Into the hands now with Cam Brown. Brown puts a little kick in behind and has to be collected by Craig McShane, and it is. He gets away from Jay Weatherall with McShane, but he's then met and nearly escapes. Potential knock on there from McShane. He's get told to play the ball, and the Dewsbury man scoots from dummy half and is then met by Clark Chambers and Connor Holliday.
Yeah, he does. Craig McShane looks a pretty handful at that Dewsbury back fullback there. You know, he's evading a lot of either poor tackling or you know, from there. Yeah.
He's looking to continue to fetch the ball forward now are the Dewsbury Rams. As it's Senior that dives in a dummy half and looks to scoot and go himself, but he's brought down just short of his own 40 on the 5 and last. Will come left to Sykes, and Sykes will get the kick in on the 5 and last. It's turned Jay Weatherall. It's going to go and bounce kindly for him. He has to dive to collect the ball, however. He's slightly overrun it, and it now means the Whitehaven fullback is going to be put over the horizontal by Jacob Hookham, and it'll be a second penalty of the afternoon for Whitehaven on both occasions. They've come as relieving penalties.
Yeah, great kick by Paul McShane. You know, what can we say about Paul McShane?
Paul Sykes.
Paul Sykes.
There's already two McShanes out there.
Yeah. Paul Sykes, 27 seasons. Just a big shout out for that. That I used to play against him when I played many moons ago, and he's still looking fit, still looking strong, and you know, looking at the early phases of this game, he's in full control for Dewsbury at this moment in time. Great kick by Sykes, but a needed penalty for Whitehaven.
Cam Brown with the kick to touch. It's a windy afternoon, and it's come 20 metres. Todd will come and collect the ball, and Chris Taylor will then be the man to take the tap, and he'll immediately shift it on a couple of pairs of hands before finding Aaron Turnbull. And Turnbull's the man that's going to be wrapped up. Only found a metre or two forwards there, and he's now struggling there. Is Aaron Turnbull, and we've got another stoppage in play here, so Whitehaven's already lost Jordan Thompson just with a HIA check early doors, and he stayed down there, Aaron Burns, and he doesn't look good at all for the former Egremont Ranger.
And that's my fear today, Jordan. I watched I come up close and personal as I come into the ground there, and walk past the Dewsbury team. They are a really big side compared to a lot of the Whitehaven players there. So you know, these collisions you know, that Whitehaven are running into are big collisions. So yep, early doors we've lost Thompson, and hopefully Turnbull will be okay from this, but you know, there's some strong tackling at this moment in time from this Dewsbury big Dewsbury team.
Only the one other game in League One this afternoon takes place at Haywood Road, Swinton and North Wales Crusaders. Still no real scores from that one. No scores from the 4 games in the Championship. Batley host Barrow, Bradford host Sheffield, Oldham's made the trip to Doncaster, and Hunslet host Widnes. Only the 1 game in the Super League, and Huddersfield have got the first win of the season at the Magic Weekend. Huddersfield 12, Hull 10. Well, there goes my prediction. Yeah, so yeah, he's not well. He's Aaron Turnbull, and he's signalling for some help. Is the Whitehaven physio? So it looks like that could be Aaron Turnbull's afternoon done.
Yeah, there certainly didn't look anything malicious in that tackle. Just a good solid tackle there, but he's up on his feet. He's moving about.
He's holding his rib area. I hope he hasn't broken
it,
potentially popped or broken. You know, maybe popped the cartilage or broken the rib there. Aaron Turnbull.
If that is ribs, Jordan, I can't see Aaron Turnbull coming back.
So that is a change that has been forced. Obviously, if Jordan Thompson can return, they won't lose a change. But Brad Brennan has gone out there to replace Aaron Turnbull, and we're back underway. And the Whitehaven man has made it to just short of halfway. That man was Ellis Nixon. Tyler pops it up then to Brennan. So an early introduction from the bench. Holgate in the dummy half will go left into the hands now of Tyra. Tyra takes it to the line and has to take it on himself. Support wasn't there that he was wanting. It's a windy afternoon, as you can probably pick up in our microphones here at the recreation ground. Comes right now towards the middle with Kellett. Kellett throws it on. It's been a windy afternoon, but it has just seemed to have picked up in the last sort of 5-10 minutes. Goes left into the hands of Tyra. Tyra will put the kick in. There's a few on the chase. It's going to be collected on the full by Tom Delaney, but he's going to be good chase there as Max Sanderson and Ethan Bickerdike hit him pretty much straight away short of their own 10, but then look to go down that short side. Can they try and get him in touch? They can't. They've got to try. Tyra and who else is involved? It was Ellis Nixon. Hooker has to dive in at dummy half. Centre Jordan will now be the man trying to fetch his ball forward. Good defence here from Whitehaven as Dewsbury on the third tackle and still only just over their own 10 metres. Field now's the man to try and fetch it forward. Kellett and Chambers have met him and brought him down. Fourth tackle on their own 20. And they've actually ended up being a good set here, despite where they were being. Garside's made it up to 33 metres away from his own line on the 5 and last. It'll go right into the hands of Sykes, and Sykes will get it away. It's a spiral kick. Max Anderson, who didn't initially want anything to do with that, has allowed it to bounce, collected it behind his own 20, looking to fetch the ball forward now. It's the former Barrow and Workington man, and he's going to be wrapped up, taken down 27 metres away from his own line.
Yeah, Whitehaven's best defensive set there, pinned him in the corner, took 2 or 3 tackles to get out of that corner, but a good kick that's hit the terra firma there with Paul Sykes, and has got Dewsbury.
Got the offload away as Christelli into the hands of Jay Weatherall. Weatherall stuck Whitehaven over halfway before spinning out to the tackle. The popular side have seen something there that they didn't like, and he's now struggling there, is Jay Weatherall. He does get up and play the ball, but he's shaking his wrist, his hand area. Kellett will pop it up to Brad Brennan. Holgate in the dummy half, the 35 away from the Dewsbury line here. He scooted, passes it then back into the Brad Brennan, so second consecutive tackle, gets his ball right now from Brown into the hands of Mitchell Todd. And Whitehaven, 15-16 metres out here on the 5 and last. Taylor's in there at dummy half, goes left into the hands of Brown. Brown will get the kick in crossfield. Rises the highest, just a Dewsbury man, and then gets the ball away. It was Jordan, then found Delaney. Delaney then steps back inside. Not a bad end of set, but just not quite the way he wanted to finish for Whitehaven.
Yeah, tough kicks them to gather in this wind, Jordan. It's a strong wind that's coming down. I think it's in Dewsbury's favour there, but that's a difficult one to take by the winger. But picked out of the air by the Dewsbury winger instead.
So it's George Senior looking to try and take his side forward here. He's taking down combination of Brad Brennan and Ellison Holgate. In the 11th minute, Deck Tomlinson will then get the ball across to Jamie Field. Ball lost. Judged to have been stripped by Whitehaven. First penalty of the afternoon for the visitors. 40 metres out from the Whitehaven line. They'll have an opportunity to kick it deep and give it a first real opportunity knocking on Whitehaven's door.
Yeah, and that's what Muzzer's concentrating on today. He, this Whitehaven team over the last couple of weeks, penalties and errors hasn't been good viewing for Muzzer. So there's a big ask today for the team to reduce that errors, reduce that penalties. 10 minutes into the game, we're an error and a penalty already for Whitehaven.
Senior took the tap and then goes across a couple of pairs of hands before finding Jamie Field. Field's taken down 22 metres out centre field. Goes right into the hands of Tomlinson. Now finds Hookham, then finds Craig McShane. McShane's nearly through. This is the full-back. But he's taken down 5, 6, 7 metres out. Callum Jordan in there at dummy half. Comes across then to Jacob Hookham. Hookham's trying to run it across the line before being brought down. The one-on-one tackle with Clark Chambers. Craig McShane dives in at dummy half. Now finds Collinson. Collinson's through the gap there. Is Louis Collinson. And it's a first try of the afternoon, and it comes to the home side. Bang on into the 13th minute. It is Whitehaven 0, Dewsbury Rams 4.
Yeah, quick play of the ball, Jordan, just on the line there. Quick play of the ball by Dewsbury, and he's picked up there, and he's just gone through Conor Alder and Brad Brennan there. Just a really quick play of the ball that caught White on the hop there. So. And that was my fear at the start of this game. I know we didn't get a chance to sort of summarise the start, but this is a big Dewsbury side which will be looking to get momentum at every play of the ball. And one of Whitehaven's biggest tasks today is to slow that ruck and control that ruck. Obviously they didn't, and that was the outcome. Quick play of the ball, and it's just an easy, good line, and it just went right through the heart of Whitehaven's defence.
It's his 4th try of the season for Louis Collinson, in what is his 10th Dewsbury Rams appearance of 2025 in all competitions. And it'll be Jacob Hookham, like you say, the man who spent time on loan / dual reg here from Hull a few seasons ago. It'll be 2021 that was. No, sorry, 2022. And the likes of Marcus Walker, Davy Litton, Harvey Barron, a few they will have come over as well. Davy Litton's just signed a new deal at Hull FC to keep him with the black and whites until the end of 2028. But Hookham will come at this now right-footed and will slot it over the sticks here at the recreation ground in the 13th and a half minute. It is Dewsbury Rams 4-6, Whitehaven 0. BBC Radio, Cumbria Sports Online, David Seeds.
Yeah, and I think the message will be from the bench. Neil Fraser going on there from Muzzer is, it is the penalties, it is the errors. We're gifting Dewsbury easy yardage there and position on the field. So cut the errors, cut the penalties. That is a strong wind that's coming in Whitehaven's face at the moment. But you've got to put up with it. But cut out on the errors, cut out on the penalties as much as possible this half.
Jay Weatherall will kick off, collected and now finds Jamie Field. Field's the man to fetch it forward, runs at Cam Brown. Man's in it, dummy half, looking to scoop there. He's the Dewsbury man, he's brought down combination of Kellett and Cam Brown. It's Copland in off the wing that fetched the ball forward there. Now into the hands of Deck Tomlinson, gets the offload away into the hands of the loose forward Collinson, and try and score it for the Rams there as well. Brought down 4 metres short of halfway. Will go right and go over halfway now with Keenan Tomlinson. Tomlinson nearly through himself there, he's brought down 35 metres out. It's been a good set after kick-off here from the Rams. Into the hands of Paul Sykes, escapes the clutches of Conor Holliday, gets the offload away back into the hands of Jacob Hookham. Into the hands of Craig McShane, eventually brought down. It is the 5 and last. It's going to come left into the hands of Sykes, and Sykes will look to get the kick away. Oh, there's no communication between Weatherall and Todd. Both looking at each other. It bounced kindly into the hands of Mitchell Todd, and Max Anderson-Moore and I'll be the man to fetch it forward.
Yeah, as you say, Jordan, a good attacking set by Dewsbury there, and as this Whitehaven defence has got to get solid. There's going to be they're going to be sore arms with them Whitehaven players after this game if they don't start tackling with the shoulders. The first contact is poor at the moment, and we've got Dewsbury just popping their head through, getting quick play of the balls, and again going to the kick there. Yeah, just poor communication by Todd and Weatherall.
Brennan plays the ball, couple of pairs of hands now, comes across to Clark Chambers, and Chambers finds his front 40 away from his own line, 10 short of halfway. Cameron Brown will look to go for the early kick. It's going to be right down the throat, however, of Craig McShane. McShane will look to fetch his ball forward. Kellett's in there, as is Ellison Holgate, but it's wrapped up 30 metres away from his own line. George Senior, who's dived in at dummy half, taken down. Combination of Holiday Taylor, Kellett involved there as well, and then Delaney scooting from dummy half. This is a trait we're seeing in the early stages, that they are liking to scoot from dummy half out this Dewsbury side if they do get an opportunity. Jack McShane will now get across to Deck Tomlinson, will find Jamie Field. Field's going to be wrapped up, taken down. They are over halfway here are the Rams, 16 and a half gone. Comes left now into the hands of Tomlinson. Now finds Sykes. McShane finds Senior. Senior's trying to get it through. Good work there from Chris Taylor. Ball's actually being lost. 1-on-1, yeah. He's going to blow his whistle there, was the referee, but he's then confirmed, yes, it was 1-on-1, and Chris Taylor's the man that's wrapped up. Brown dives in at dummy half. Mitchell Todd now the man to fetch it forward here.
Yeah, Whitehaven under the cosh a little bit there, and a great play by Chris Taylor there just to grab that ball off his equivalent centre there. Great tackle by Chris, and even better, a penalty to Whitehaven. What was that for, Jordan?
Lying down, I think. Like being the Mine 7 man was trying to get it up. Jordan Thompson's back out there, so he hasn't failed his HIA. He's okay to continue. So Clark Chambers is going to be the man that's withdrawn. The penalty will get Whitehaven another 20 metres, which in these conditions with the wind they're facing in the early stages isn't the worst kick in the world. Taylor will get the pass away to Cam Brown, will then find Brad Brennan. Brennan's going to be taken down 38 metres out from the Dewsbury line here. Holgate goes left, finds Brown, then finds Kellett. That is another penalty here. High tackle on Jack Kellett on that occasion. Penalty count is favouring Whitehaven 4-1 in the early stages here. Committee meeting deciding what to do. They're going to elect to take the tap 30 metres out, which I understand with the way the wind is, especially when they're slap bang centred in the field. So they'll take the tap, then find Jordan Thompson. Thompson chopped down 23 metres out. Holgate in there at dummy half, goes left into the hands of Tyler. Tyler finds Brown. Brown will then find Ellis Nixon, and Nixon's hit pretty much up on contact, but the 12-13 metres out here to Whitehaven. 15 in from the short popular side, and they do go down that short side, and it's Jay Weatherall, the man that's taken down now. He's 4-5 metres out. Comes right into the hands of Tyra. Tyra runs it across the line. Looks to go inside there. There's Kieran Tyra. He's going to be wrapped up after trying to spin out the tackle. 4 metres out, in line with the left-hand side post. We'll pop it up. Actually in the hands of Jordan Thompson. Thompson's put down onto his back. It's the 5 and last. One more tackle here for Whitehaven. One more for the Rams to survive. Holgate will go left into the hands of Tyra. Looks to get the kick in behind. It's going to have to be dealt with. And he's going to be dealt with for the conceding of a goal line dropout. It's not. It should have been a goal line dropout, but they've caught the Dewsbury man high. I think it's Delaney, the winger on that side, that's dealt well with it there, and they've got the penalty, have the Rams, to clear their own lines.
Total waste of six tackles there. Total waste. Five good hit ups there. You know, they took them left, they took them down the middle. They tried that little play that they go back to the Newcastle game that really did them well. Didn't work. A great little kick there. Wingers picked up 3 or 4 round him, and they've given him a little eye shot there. So waste of 6 tackles.
Dewsbury have now made it up following that penalty on the first tackle here to 10 short of halfway. Ball in the hands now with the second rower, Keenan Tomlinson. Looking to make a few changes here are the Rams. Jamie Gill and Jackson Walker getting ready to come on down below us. McShane, Craig in there. So they jack in at dummy half. Sykes now pops it up then into the hands of the experienced Matt Garside. There's some experience amongst them too. But he's brought down now. He's by Connor Holliday, Jordan Thompson, and the last man off will be Cameron Brown. Comes left into the hands of Sykes. It's going to come off the hands of Cameron Brown. This should be a fresh set of 6, and it is. So be Craig McShane in there at dummy half for brother Jack. Goes right now into the hands of Collinson. Collinson then finds Deck Tomlinson. He's wrapped up 30 metres out. 20 and a half minutes on the clock. 6-0 in favour of the visitors here at the recreation ground. Into the hands now of Collinson. He'll find Jacob Hookham and then find now Keenan Tomlinson. He's pushed back a metre or two before being brought down. 22 metres out. Craig McShane in there at dummy half before finding Collinson. Now Jamie Field, and he's nearly poked his head through the line there as Field. Jack McShane in there. Now comes left into the hands of Sykes. Sykes goal, outrageous dummy from Paul Sykes. And in just his second appearance in his 27th professional season, he scored his first try this season as the experienced man. That dummy was outrageous, but everyone in chocolate blue and gold fell for it into the 22nd minute. It is Haven 0, Dewsbury 10.
That's the difference, Jordan. That is the total difference there, where Whitehaven should have been stuck on Dewsbury's line, you know, and that dropout, they should have picked that dropout up there, but a little bit of ill discipline and poor tackling technique there, you know, put them in the wrong position there. But that is an outrageous, and I mean outrageous dummy from Paul Sykes. That's just put him under the sticks there. So that's how much this game can change. 1.5, I think it'd be a minute and a half from one try line to the other, and all caused by some poor ill discipline that hasn't served Whitehaven well in the last few weeks, and that carries on.
You mentioned that it's something Anthony Murray has mentioned about, it's the penalties and the errors. The initial penalty, obviously giving away a high shot, which is practically criminal, giving away a high shot when the player's behind his own try line. And then obviously that error again, Cameron Brown attempting to go for the ball obviously giving away that fresh set of 6, which is when the visitors have scored and took advantage.
Yeah, I just had that conversation with Muzzer. You know, one thing this Whitehaven team they've got guts, they've got effort. They do show that week in, week out. They've got a good base. You know, that is a strong base to come from. But you've got to be smart. You've got to be smart in certain areas of the field, and you can't be giving away, 2 penalties in 2 sets of 6 to make it nice and easy for the opposition to come down but that was an outrageous dummy, and the gap that he's gone through. So obviously shows there's not a lot of work on the inside there from the Whitehaven players also. So yep, Whitehaven still need to give themselves a shake and get back in this match, or start this match.
Huckham's added the extras. It is Whitehaven 0, Dewsbury Rams 12 into the 24th minute here at the recreation ground. Jackson Walker and Jamie Gill have come onto the field. They've replaced the loose forward Louis Comlinson and one of the starting props in Jamie Field. Joe Weatherall with the kick-off collected, and it will now be Jackson Walker, the man to fetch his ball forward. Initially met by Kellett, but he got past Kellett. Kellett's involved on the second attempt alongside Holgate and Connor Holliday. Will dive out of dummy half, so Holliday involved once again alongside Jordan Thompson and Hellison Holgate, and yet again they're always going for that man at ears or that late retreater, and that late retreater on that occasion was Jordan Thompson, but they've done well to push the man back there, which is Jamie Gill. Brennan and Thompson in at dummy half, and then it's now Craig McShane that's diving from dummy half. That's definitely a game plan we're seeing from this Dewsbury side, as they'll scoot from dummy half once more. Holliday involved again on Craig McShane on this occasion, but they've still got over halfway here on the 5 and last. McShane will come left into the hands of Paul Sykes. Holliday tries to put pressure on the kicker. Weatherall's going to be the man underneath it, loses it, judged to have gone backwards. It's hit the ground there. It was a windy afternoon, it started swirling in the air, and it's now Ethan Bickerdike who's got the hard yards to do here for Whitehaven.
Yeah, tough one to take there, Jay. Swirling about in this wind. He's dropped it, but he's dropped it backwards, and yeah, they are camped on Whitehaven's line this moment in time.
Chris Taylor will now be the man to try and fetch his forward. It's going to be third tackle, and would still be well behind their own 10 metres here are Whitehaven. Tyra now finds Nixon, and they're trying to go for it at Whitehaven, try and just find some space on the edges. Nixon will play the ball. It's going to be a penalty here for Whitehaven, which is their 5th of the afternoon, and that is a criminal penalty to give away, pushing Ellis Nixon as he's playing the ball. You've got a side under the cosh, practically on the last tackle behind their own 20. Paul McShane will be ripping whatever hair he's got left out down there.
Paul Marsh.
That one. That's because you've done it earlier on. Paul March. That's two. There's too many headers here. Paul March. Bickerdike will take the top. 25.5 gone. Oh, I mean, in all fairness, well done to the big man for trying to put the pressure on Brad Brennan. And then that should be a 6 again for the second effort.
Yeah, this little McShane, little Luca McShane, is a very feisty little bugger.
He certainly is. They've come, both him and his brother Craig, who's the one in at fullback, have come through the what was Hunslet Park side, obviously now Hunslet ARL, following their merger with Hunslet Warriors, and they're known as a feisty side themselves. As Kellett will now play the ball 40 metres out. Holgate will go down the short side and put the kick in himself, and trying to put some pressure. It bounces nearly away there from Craig McShane, but Holgate wasn't able to complete the tackle. Jack Kellett, Jordan Thompson and Alice Nixon will be able to do so.
Yeah, a little bit off the cuff there from Ellison. Just sort of went up. If you're going to do that kick, then if you're going to do that kick, you're going to kick on your own, and then you've got to get up there and you've got to make that tackle. And obviously there he didn't. And on the back of that, another penalty by Whitehaven.
Third penalty of the afternoon. Whitehaven have conceded. There's been 8 already in this game in the 27th minute. And Sykes will have an opportunity to clear his lines here. Takes it on the 20. He might not find touch here. He hasn't found touch. So relief there for Whitehaven, and Weatherall is now the man to fetch it up. So relief for Whitehaven. 42 metres out now from this Dewsbury line. Nixon's in there at dummy half, and he'll find Ethan Biggerdike, and that is another penalty. 6 of the afternoon. And surely a word has to be getting said with 27 minutes in, 9 penalties. That's a penalty on average of 3 minutes each. He has pulled the stopped the clock. How's our man in the middle, Mr. Bland, this afternoon? And he's pulled out the Dewsbury captain, Matt Garside, just to have a word.
Yeah, Matt Garside taking his time, trying to give his team there a little bit of leeway there, a little bit of rest there. Just while this Whitehaven line up for the penalty.
Cam Brown will find 20 metres on that kick, means Whitehaven will start 15 metres out. Biggerdike will be the man to take the tap, passes inside to Tyra, then comes across the forward. Kellett gets it into the hands then of Brad Brennan. Brennan's taken down 11 metres out, in line with the left hand side post, goes left into the hands of Tyra, now finds Weatherall with the dummy, nearly through there is Joe Weatherall. Scrambling defence from Dewsbury, just hold him out. 2 metres out. Biggerdike in at dummy half, comes right into the hands of Tyra, he'll then find Jordan Thompson. Not much room for Thompson to work in, but he's brought down 3-4 metres out. Holgate will come right into the hands of Kellett, tries to get the fast hands and couldn't do so, could Jack Kellett, but it's going to be a penalty for offside. No, it's not, it's a tackle without the ball, and he's gone. He's giving it. Well, he's just had a word with him. He's Garside, the man that's saying 10. I think Whitehaven are looking to get that. I think it's maybe the totting up rather than for the actual penalty infringement itself.
I agree with Jordan. If it's for a late tackle, that was a tackle. I think it was Kellett. Kellett's just he's tried to get a quick pass there, and I think it's just been a 50-50. The Dewsbury guy's gone for Kellett, and while Kellett's through it, he's hit him just split second afterwards.
I think he's probably said, the next man I'm going to have to send, and bear in mind it's the captain he's spoken to, it's the captain he sent for 10 minutes. So yeah, I'm a bit surprised about that one, but it is in the favour of Whitehaven there, so we definitely will not complain.
And the worry I have, Jordan, is whatever he's done on that side, he's got to do on the other.
So into the hands of Brad Brennan from the tap. It's going to take 4 to stop Brad Brennan, and it is stopped over the try line as well. So you'll have to come back and play this ball 10 metres out. So that was first tackle.
You don't really want Brad Brennan taking that first one, you want him taking the third or fourth one.
Tyra, Brown, then finds Weatherall. He's going to be wrapped up, he's the Whitehaven fullback. Holgate in there at dummy half. Will go left into the hands of Jordan Thompson. Thompson taken down, right hand side of the post. 3 or 4 metres out, comes left from Tyra. Tyra's going to be pulled down. 10 metres out of Whitehaven, lost a few metres there. Holgate scooting from dummy half, slips. He's taken down, centre field. 5-6 metres out, it's a 5 and last. Kellett's had to dive in at dummy half. Going to look to go himself, he's Jack Kellett, and he's going to be taken down. Handover ball, just ticked over half an hour gone, still 12-0 in favour of the Rams.
Yeah, that's the best defensive set for Dewsbury all game. That's with 12 plays, one person just gone in the bin there, so 12 on the line there, and that's 6 attacks they've just had to repel there. I thought that the defence on the outside, they're coming up really fast. When Whitehaven are looking to go wide, the Dewsbury defence are coming up really fast on the outsides and cutting that option off for them.
Ball gets out of the tackle, but Dewsbury is still behind their own 10 here. As it's now Callum Jordan, the man that's taken down. Plays it. Copland is literally on the opposite wing compared to where he's meant to be. He's dived in at dummy half and has took it 5 or 6 metres there. Ball in hands now with Keenan Tomlinson. He's taken down. Jack Kellett. Couple of pairs of hands now before coming across then to George Senior. Senior is going to be wrapped up, taken down. Can't be stopped, however. It's a 5 and last, 32 metres out. Goes right into the hands of Hookham. And that could be out on the full. It is out on the full. Great work from Max Anderson to recognise how close he was to the touchline there, and it could have been 6 of one or half a dozen of the other. It could have been. That bounce is just inside, and you're looking at close to a potential 40-20. Or Max Anderson-Muir knew how close he was to the touchline and knew that Whitehaven will have an opportunity to start this on the Dewsbury 30.
Agree, Jordan. Great judgment there. That's a tough one to get there. It's coming from behind him. Really tough judgment there, but a really good decision. But even better, was the pressure it was put under on that kick from the Whitehaven side.
22 metres out now of Whitehaven. Brown comes into the hands now of Tyra, comes into the hands of Weatherall. Weatherall looking to go for it from player one, looking for it for Mitchell Todd. And it'll be a handover ball here to this Dewsbury side. 22 metres out, 32 and a half minutes on the clock.
Yeah, poor ball by Joe Weatherall there. He's just shaking his head and beating himself up a little bit there. So he just needs to put that to bed and get on with it. I do like to see Jay with the ball in his hand rather than passing the ball, to be honest. I think he's got a bit of elusive character features, that he can score some great tries. So keep all that ball and get him on the next ones.
Another change out there for the Rams. Will Shaw. Whitehaven have this ball on. Comes right in onto Mitchell Todd. Todd's going to try and outpace the Dewsbury defence. Fresh set of 6 here for Whitehaven. Taylor dives in at dummy half. Brown now comes across to Collins. Collins is out there to replace Jack Kellett. Holgate looks like he's dived in at 13. But Holgate will dive in at dummy half on this occasion. 8 metres out of Whitehaven to the right hand side of the post. Tyra now comes across to Brown. Weatherall tries to escape the tackle. He's taken down. He's the fullback. Collins in at dummy half. Look to go himself. Some desperate Dan defence, and it's going to be a penalty for Whitehaven offside on this occasion.
Yeah, just going back to that little break there by Todd. Paul Sykes, 43-year-old, running down what is he, 18, Todd?
He's
17, 18-year-old?
No, he's a couple of years older than that, maybe 20, 21 is Mitchell Todd.
Yep.
But I mean, he's practically, he's still half his age. Let's say that.
43-year-old just saved a try there for one of the youngest players on the Whitehaven side. So, all credit to Paul Sykes there.
Got a stoppage here. I think it's a Dewsbury man that's needed some attention following that tackle on Luke Collins. See if there's many scores from elsewhere around Rugby League this afternoon while we're waiting. Ignoring the football score that's just come up on my phone. Don't even ask. If you're recording the Magic Weekend, close your ears. It's Wigan 12, Warrington 0. Batley 0, Barrow 12. Bradford 8, Sheffield 0. Doncaster 6, Oldham 10. Hunslet 0, Widless 18. And the only other game in League 1 this afternoon, Swinton 6, North Wales Crusaders 10. That other game, if you close your ears once more, Magic Weekend, if you've got it on record or whatever it may be. Huddersfield 12, Hull 10. Carl Garner now comes on to replace Jordan Thompson. Dewsbury man still needing some treatments on that far side. 6 or so minutes to the half-time break. Easy. What would be the message you'd be getting out there if you were
well, I think
if you were Anthony Money?
On the attack-wise, they've had plenty of opportunities. There's had a few opportunities at Dewsbury's trial, and this is another one. And I think what Whitehaven need to stick to is their structure. The structure they practice in training. People jumping from dummy half 3-4 metres out ain't going to get them tries. So stick to your structure, use your structure, ask questions of the defence, and earn the right to attack out wide.
Back underway, Brennan's the man to play the ball. Brown finds then Chris Taylor. Dewsbury wrap him up. 5 metres out, 10 metres in from the grandstand touchline. Weatherall's in there at dummy half. Now into hands of Brown, who then come on to the recently introduced Carl Garner. And Garner's going to be strong and to stand up there. 2 metres out, Collins in there at dummy half. Now finds Brown, finds Tyra. They've got numbers here. Bickerdike has to step back inside, however. Wrapped up is Bickerdike. 5 metres out, 10 metres in from the grandstand popular side touchline on this occasion. Tyler with the kicking behind. Cameron Brown's in there. Cameron Brown will put the ball down. It's the half-backs combined to get Whitehaven's first try of the afternoon in the 35th minute here at the recreation ground. Tidy with the neat grubber in behind. Brown exactly on the same page. It's his third try of the season for Cameron Brown. It is Whitehaven 4, Dewsbury 12.
Hats off to Kieran Tyler and Cameron Brown there. That was a set move. You could see it. There was something said just before that play of the ball or at the play of the ball. And I don't know if Goose called that either Cat or probably Brown. But that's a great kick and a great bounce right into his hands there. So that little bit of pressure that Whitehaven have been putting on has come to fruition.
As I mentioned, it's his third try of the season for the Australian, who's been in at half-back and full-back obviously during his time here so far. And it'll be Jay Weatherall that's going to take over the kicking duties. It was Kieran Tyler last week. Weatherall will kick it left-footed. So with half the deficit of Whitehaven, it was 12 points. It's now back down to 6. It is Whitehaven 6, Dewsbury Rams 12, and potentially the best set play we've seen from Whitehaven so far, because it's the one that's come off, Susie.
It is, yep, yeah, and it looked organised, it looked planned, it looked organised, and that's when Whitehaven look at their best, when they are structured and they do the things that they've been practicing in training. When they go off that, and a little bit of individual creeps in, then that's where it goes a little bit wayward for them in the attack wise. So that will be a message at half time in the attack wise. Defensively, this again, I keep going banging on about it. This is a big Dewsbury side that still needs to be controlled around that ruck, and first contact has got to be a hell of a lot better than it has been.
Paul Sykes with the kick-off. Collected by Tyler. He'll now find Brad Brennan. Brennan's met by a few in mainly white. On the 20-metre line, he'll play this ball. Collins in a dummy half will go left. Into the hands of Ellis Nixon. Nixon finds 10 metres, plays his ball. Comes right now into the hands of Tyler. Tyler out to Brown, then into the hands of Connor Holliday. There was definitely an opportunity for the ball to come out wide there, but found Holliday instead. And Holliday's taken down 12 short of halfway. Carl Garner is now the man, and he meets contact there, but keeps his legs pumping, does Carl Garner, so well done to him. Put down onto his back, however. Calling for a 6 again, and do get a 6 again to Whitehaven. Kieran Tyra now. So this will be, and then it is going to be a penalty. That's something Paul March won't be happy with. His side conceded 9 penalties in the first half, and essentially a 10th penalty with the 6 again. That's 10 penalties, 10 infringements that his side have given away, but still find themselves in front here. Tyner will put the kick to touch. Made 12-13 metres. So they'll start this 22 metres out from the Dewsbury line here. Can Whitehaven look to get a second score and try and level the scores before the half-time break? That's a good run from Brad Brennan. 12 metres out now. Comes right into the hands of Holgate. Holgate then out the back to Brown. Brown finds Taylor. Taylor finds Mitchell Todd. And the line was begging for Mitchell Todd. And I think he looked ahead before he had the ball in his hands, did the young winger. Otherwise it should have been TRY time in that right-hand side corner for him. He puts his hands up. He acknowledges the error. But it'd be a handover ball to the home side. 100 seconds before the half-time hooter as we make it.
That's a fantastic opportunity, just gone begging there. And I think the trouble with Todd there, he's too close to Taylor. He's still got another 2-3 metres to that sideline. He should be hugging that sideline. He should be right next to that linesman. That's where he should have caught that ball just then. So he's a bit too close to Taylor there. So yeah, I think it's a little bit of learning from Todd.
But Whitehaven will get an opportunity as Dewsbury drop the ball on the first tackle. So Collins will have an opportunity. He plays the ball here, goes left into the hands of Tyra, now finds Ethan Bickerdike, and Bickerdike has sort of fell into contact there. Into the final minute as we make it of the first half. Into the hands now of Tyra, and finds Carl Garner. 4-5 metres out of Whitehaven to the left hand side of the post. Comes right to Tyra, now finds Brown. Brown then finds Chris Taylor. Chris Taylor gets the ball to Mitchell Todd. Todd falls in his right hand side corner. Fantastic work from Whitehaven, and Mitchell Todd has the opportunity to make up for his error almost immediately, and he gets his third competitive try of the season, does Mitchell Todd. And there is the hooter There is the hooter, and Jay Weatherall will have an opportunity after the hooter to make it 12 points all as we head in to the half-time break.
Yeah, Paul March will be absolutely fuming with that first half. Absolutely fuming. I've got 10 penalties, Jordan. I don't know what you've got. 9 penalties, 9 in it. Yep, 9 penalties, 10 penalties there. And this last 10 minutes, they have gifted field position to this Whitehaven side. But to be fair to Whitehaven, their attack's been clinical on their last few occasions there, and on that last one there that Todd's just finished. Great ball by Chris Taylor, pulls the centre across, sucks the opposition Dewsbury winging in, and slips a little ball out to Todd, where he should be on that line, and it's a great try by young Todd. And yeah, a little bit of learning from him. He needs to stick to that touch line. The gaps are there for him.
Jay Weatherall will come at it left-footed. The wind continues to swirl. Comes in now, does Jay Weatherall. It falls to the near right-hand side post, so it remains a 2-point deficit at the half-time break. But with 5 minutes until the half-time break, it was a 12-point deficit.
Them two speeches in them two separate changing rooms wins this game, and it is, it's penalties, it's field possession, and it's keeping control of this game rather than passing it to the referee.
Sykes with the kick-off, collected on the full by Tyra, and Carl Garner will be the man to fetch it forward, and it's a penalty straight away. Conceded by the home side for the potential. He's gone in with a shoulder charge. Thought he was given a high tackle initially there, head referee Luke Bland. So it will be Kieran Tyler. He'll put the ball down over the touchline, and just as you want Whitehaven to have the wind at the back in the second half, it's pretty much died down, although it seems to be still swirling a little bit out there, but not as strong as it was at times in the first half. Tyler collects it from Bickerdike, now big Brad Brennan, get me words out eventually, to fetch the ball forward there. Will Brennan just short of halfway. Collins in there at dummy half, couple of pairs of hands, and now finds Connor Holiday. Will take Whitehaven over halfway. Collins in there at dummy half. Will come towards the middle now with Brown. Brown will run it across the line before coming out the back to Weatherall. Then finds Tyra. Tyra will look to take the line on himself, but he's been taken down 32 metres out. Bickerdike in there at dummy half. Carl Garner showing no ill effects of that shoulder charge. 23 metres out now, a Whitehaven centre field. Collins in there at dummy half, goes right to Holgate, and now Brown then finds Holiday, but gets the offload away, does Connor Holiday, into the hands of Cameron Brown, then caught high there is Cameron Brown, and it's another penalty to Whitehaven, the 11th of the afternoon. And straight away the signal from down below us is take two, and let's try and get level here, said the Whitehaven.
Yeah, absolutely, Jordan. Just take the points while you can get them. Yeah, everything that probably Paul March has said in there has just gone right out of the window. That first couple of minutes here with two back-to-back penalties from the Dewsbury Rams. So yeah, take the points while you've got them. Get the ball back and let's go at them again.
Referee Luke Bland just having words with Cameron Brown, maybe just an altercation we've seen sort of afterwards. But it is now an opportunity for Whitehaven to try and level the scores here.
And I haven't seen this many times, Jordan, but how often does when does the referee then warn Dewsbury again?
Yeah. Well,
again, a double warning. You don't see that often in a rugby league game. So, and that's where we're on the cusp of that decision soon. It's if there's any more penalties by Dewsbury, then there may be another warning.
So Weatherall will have the opportunity here. He's 18 metres out on the straight, bit of angle involved, maybe 15-20 metres in from the popular side touchline. He does add the extras on though, and it is now all scores level here at the recreation ground. And who thought we'd have been saying that with half an hour gone? It is Whitehaven 12, Dewsbury Rams 12.
Yeah, and I think Dewsbury, Dewsbury on the back of them two penalties have probably thought, yep, take you two, and probably benefit from that really, because Whitehaven were in a great position to possibly get the 6 points rather than the 2 points. So Dewsbury happy with that decision from Whitehaven.
So Paul Sykes will be the man to get this game back underway again in just a second. And he does so now. It'll bounce in front of Kyer and Tyra, and he's going to have to get there, and it's actually Brad Brennan that gets there in the end up. And he's going to be wrapped up.
Is it? That's not good when a prop comes from the back line to get that all the way 30 metres.
Jay Weatherall's now the man to take Whitehaven forward here. The fullback's being wrapped up 22-23 metres out. Collins in there at dummy half. Carl Garner now again to take it forward, and good running from him on his home debut.
Yeah, and that's what I like about Carl at this moment. It's nice and direct and nice and secure. Just keep taking your balls, Carl. Play that ball as fast as you can.
And it's going to be another penalty here. They've got to have another warning, surely, have this Dewsbury side. And I think that's what everyone's saying out there. That's the third penalty, and in only the 4th minute of the second half. Cameron Brown will look to put this kick towards the touchline, and he is going to stop the clock, his referee Luke Bland, and I think it's going to be another talking to, and it's Matt Guy's side again that's going to get that talking to. This could be, I've had one word with you and you've already been sin-binned. You obviously aren't learning. This is your 12th penalty you've conceded in only 43 minutes. I think he said the next one, I've got to go again. That was the signal he looks like he's given there as Luke Bland. So Cameron Brown, it's not the best kick from Brown, is it? He's maybe got 15 metres on that one. So it'll be Chris Taylor to take the tap. 5 over halfway here. Brown will take it and now find Brad Brennan. It's got to be penalty 6 again. That's 14 infringements altogether for this Dewsbury side so far. They're going at more than 1 every 3 minutes. Collins in there at dummy half, goes right into the hands then of Carl Garner, and you can tell this Dewsbury side are getting frustrated out there. Whitehaven are within 12-13 metres centre field. Collins goes right into the hands of Holgate. Holgate finds Brad Brennan. Brad Brennan is going to be brought down just short, is the big man, but Whitehaven have plenty of tackles in the bank. Collins goes right to Connor Holiday. Holiday on the right hand side. Whitehaven take the lead for the first time this afternoon in what is Connor Holiday's 2nd try of the season. And after being down 12-0 at the half-hour mark, before we get to the 45-minute mark, Haven find themselves in front. Haven 16, Dewsbury Rams 12.
I imagine the Dewsbury trainer there is taking on exactly the same message as Paul March gave them at half-time there, which is about penalties. 3 penalties in the, 4 minutes?
3 penalties.
3 penalties in 4.5 minutes. You know, which has gifted field position to this Whitehaven side. Some good pressure, some good hit-ups there that set the ball rolling for this attack, and a great ball by Ellison Holgate to Connor Holiday, who sees a big gaping hole in the Dewsbury defence. So a great start from Whitehaven, a really bad start from Dewsbury.
It's his 2nd try this season for the now Whitehaven captain, in the absence of Jordan Burns, of course. The 2nd most experienced man out there. I think he's at 108. This will be his 186th Whitehaven appearance, just behind Chris Taylor, who's on 191. And Jay Weatherall tags on the extras. So Whitehaven now lead by 6 down here at the recreation ground. It is Whitehaven 18, Dewsbury Rams 12. BBC Radio, Cumbria Sport Online via the BBC Sport app and website. Haven 6 points to the good.
And the question will be, Jordan, you know, is there from Paul Match's speech at the half time, you know, is there going to be a reaction from this Dewsbury team? You know, 4 minutes, 5 minutes in, no, not a great reaction at this moment in time, but is there still a reaction to come from this Dewsbury team?
Paul Sykes with the kick-off. Tyler collects on the full on this occasion. Brad Brennan is the man to fetch it forward once more. Plays the ball, goes right into the hands now. Max Anderson Moore coming in off the wing to try and take his side forward here. Collins into the hands of Chris Taylor. Taylor does well to stay up on his feet and still finding contact, metres after contact. There is Taylor, plays it 10 short of halfway, centre field, will come left into the hands of Holgate. Holgate potentially caught high, No, just... Yep. No, says stripped. Well, I thought it was initially a high tackle. And Ellison Holgate, I thought, then just give himself up. And referees decided, well, I am going to do a high tackle. You have just give yourself up, but I'm going to give you a penalty for a ball still anyways. I think Whitehaven a little bit fortunate on that one there,
I think we're very fortunate there, Jordan. Yeah, I thought it came out on contact there, but yeah, there's a lot of people around there, so we haven't got the best view here, but yeah, I think we've been very lucky. But again, another penalty, another easy field position for this Whitehaven team.
13 penalties, 2-6 against Dewsbury have given away in 47.5 minutes of rugby league. Carl Garner's the man to take it forward here. And good running from the former Kells man. Had to wait for his opportunity as Carl Garner. Been obviously gone back out on dual edge a few times. Into the hands now with Tyra and Holgate. Potentially high on Holgate again. Escapes one. Escapes two. There's Ellison Holgate. Escapes nearly a third. But he's taken down. 12 metres out. Collins in there at dummy half. Comes left into the hands of Brown. Brown then comes across to Tyra. Tyra spins out to one tackle, runs across the line, looks to get the ball away, does the half back, pops it up into the hands of Taylor. Taylor spins out the tackle, gets it in free to the hands of Luke Collins, and Collins is going to be wrapped up pretty much immediately. Whitehaven showing some confidence out there now. They're 5 metres out. Holgate comes into the hands of Brad Brennan, and yet again, not the best from Brad Brennan. I think it's just hit his hands where it didn't want to. He comes away. I don't know if it's just to say, oh yeah, it just hit me in the wrong place. Maybe it just caught him on the end of the fingertip from Brad Brennan, but it's going to be a scrum down, head and feet to Dewsbury, and they can breathe. 8.5 minutes gone in the second half.
Yeah, shaking his hand there. Like, seemed to hit him on the end of his fingertip there, but still, you know, that's a big opportunity that Whitehaven have just missed out on there. You know, they had them on Dewsbury's line there, and they could have got something from that, but yeah, just a poor error from Brad.
Dewsbury fetching the ball from the base of the scrum. Liam Copland, the winger, is the man to fetch it forward, and it's now the interchange. Jackson Walker looking to try and continue or bring his side forward and try and gain some momentum. McShane, Craig, met there by combination of Ellis Nixon and Carl Garner. Comes across to Hookham. Hookham tries to throw the dummy, but good work there from Ellis Nixon just to slow him down, and then tackle's going to be completed with Garner, Holgate and Nixon still involved there as well. 15 short of halfway here, into the hands then of Deck Tomlinson. Tomlinson then gets it out. A couple of pairs of hands comes across to Keenan Tomlinson. Takes 4 to stop him. Oh, that's unlucky. And there's no need for that. That's unlucky. And he's going to play on it here, Keenan Tomlinson, but he's holding his head. He was absolutely nowhere near his head.
Yeah, that's not deliberate, Jordan.
No.
That's just it's just the way it's sort of panned out. That you know, a couple of players one lifting his legs, the other it hasn't been a deliberate one, that one. And luckily it'll be all right. But yeah, I think he is.
Yeah, they just play on that one. It'll be the first penalty of the half that Whitehaven have conceded. 4th altogether, and he's just going to have a word here, I think, is Luke Bland. And hopefully the touches down below is he's just relaying exactly what we've just said. Yeah, he's gone over, yes, but there's nothing deliberate. It should just be nothing more than a penalty, or we hope so at least. He's calling Connor out, obviously, as the captain.
Yeah, and that's my fear, Jordan.
He's calling Nathan Bickerdike out as well. It's the phrase mitigating factor, isn't it? Oh, he's gone. 10 minutes. It's Ethan Bickerdike, and it's the phrase we hear week in, week out in Super League. Mitigating factors will no doubt have played a part in that, and which means Whitehaven are now down to 12 for 10 minutes.
And that's very harsh, Joe. And that was my fear, and I mentioned in the first half, you know, by putting a Dewsbury player in the sin bin, then, you know, there has to be a reaction from the referee on the Whitehaven team as well. So, and that for me is that reaction. That was definitely not for me a yellow card.
I'll get in trouble if I speak, so I won't. Hookham and take a tap. Goes across into the hands of Jackson Walker. Walker tries to bump off Luke Collins, but he's able to get re-involved and complete the tackle in combination with Connor Holliday. Comes right into the hands of Deck Tomlinson. I'll find Jacob Hookham. Hookham escapes the potential tackle from Tyre, but Collins gets involved, Nixon gets involved, Weatherall gets involved. And the tackle's completed. Shaw's in at dummy half. Will go left into the hands of Deck Tomlinson. Will try to spin out the tackle. Will Deck Tomlinson is trying to get his arm free. He's eventually put down 12 metres out. Shaw's in there at dummy half. Will look to go right. He's shapes and dummies as Will Shaw. Has he got the ball down? Has he been held up? He's been able to get the arm free and get the ball down as Will Shaw. On his third Dewsbury Rams appearance of the season. It is now Whitehaven 18, Dewsbury Rams 16, just into the 52nd minute here at the recreation ground.
Yeah, that decision by the referee to sin bin Ethan Biggerdike there could be pivotal to this game, I fear. Dewsbury taking full advantage of that penalty and some pretty poor defensive attempts really from the Whitehaven side over that. Them 3 or 4 tackles that were going in, a lot of arms, but not controlling the ruck, not controlling the tackle, and then the ruck really. So, yep, they've ended up going backwards and backwards to a point of he's just found a little gap up there with some Whitehaven players hanging off him, but no solid tackling in there with the shoulders. So, yep, Whitehaven need to manage this next sort of 8-9 minutes without Ethan Biggerdike on there. Yeah, it's going to be a tight contest is this one, but again I'll go back to who controls the penalties, controls these games.
Jacob Hookham lines up the conversion attempt and with scores level once more here at the recreation ground. It is Whitehaven 18, Dewsbury Rams 18, 3-3. It's the former Hull FC and of course former Haven man, spent a good part of that 2022 season on loan here at the recreation ground. At the Magic Weekend, it's Wigan 12, Warrington 4 at half-time. In the Championship at half-time, still Batley 16, Barrow 14 into the second half. Bradford 8, Sheffield 18, Doncaster 12, Oldham 24, Hunslet 10, Widnes 18. And the only other game in League One this afternoon, Swinton 6, North Wales Crusaders 16. Weatherall with the kick-off. It's deep. Collected on the full by Liam Copland. They'll then get it into the hands of Jamie Gill. Gill's the man that fetches it forward. Slow play the ball. Shaw's in there at dummy half. Finds Copland. Copland's going to be taken back a metre or two. Toby Everett's getting ready to come on down here for the Rams. The first time we'll have seen his introduction from the bench this afternoon. Shaw into the hands of Keenan Tomlinson. Now Hookham trying to take the line on, but good work there from Nixon. And who is it that comes in to help him complete the tackle? It's Luke Collins. Toby Everett's going to replace Jamie Gill. And Jackson Walker's the man taken down here just over his own 40. Not happy with that there. And it's going to be a penalty here for dissent. Brad Brennan was guilty of it in the derby a few weeks ago, and it's give Whitehaven here 50 metres, David Seeds, quite easily from where they would have collected the ball to where they're going to start this new set of 6.
That is criminal, Jordan. Absolutely criminal. From which Dewsbury player was it? I don't even know which one it was.
It was the Jackson Walker.
Absolutely criminal. 5 and last, he puts a decent kick in there which splits the winger and the fullback and puts Dewsbury in a strong position for a good defensive set there. Instead, he's going to kick this. It's going to be Dewsbury defending 20 metres off the.
He has just found it. It's just a great
10
fight.
metres. That's 10 metres out.
Great kick from Cameron Brown.
Great opportunity for Whitehaven here to put them to the sword. This Dewsbury defence, just build a set and get something from it.
And Samua collects the ball and then takes the tap himself. Obviously Whitehaven missing the centre, and even Biggerdike. Clark Chambers back out there now just to replace Brad Brennan, and he's been brought down 6-7 metres out. Collins finds Ellis Nixon, and Nixon will continue to pump his legs, and he's going to be held up just over the line in the eyes of referee Luke Bland. We're more than 5 minutes over since Ethan Biggerdike was sent to the sin bin. Tyrant then finds Clark Chambers. Chambers taken down. Collins in there at dummy half. Collins goes right despite screaming left with the Whitehaven players. Ball in the hands of Holiday. Gets right into the hands of Mitchell Todd. Todd tries to dive for the line. He's pulled down just short. He's Mitchell Todd. 2 metres out. Collins in there at dummy half. Comes left into the hands of Brown. Brown puts a kick in behind. And it's going to be collected on the bounce by Callum Jordan. And Jordan is going to play this ball 2 metres away from the Dewsbury line. Good work out there from dummy half to make it to 6-7 metres away from this Dewsbury side here.
Yeah, and that's that patience and composure I was talking about, Jordan. That little kick by Brown there, it's a kick for nobody really. If somebody knows about that, if it's a planned kick, then I think we get something from it, but it wasn't.
Good work from Whitehaven in defence here. 4th tackle, and Dewsbury up to only their own 20. Delaney will be the man to play the ball, the winger. Shaw's in there at dummy half and finds Everett for his second carry in the set, and that's actually good work then from Dewsbury to get over their own 30, but it is on the 5 and last here. Hookham will get the kick away. It isn't the best, and Max Anderson is going to collect on Whitehaven 40 here, and he's going to bring it up to pretty much, and that should be a penalty, and it is a penalty for a high tackle. It is Dewsbury's 15th, I repeat, 15th penalty they've conceded in less than an hour of rugby league. They're going at a penalty more than every 4 minutes here, that's not including the 2 6-agains they've conceded as well.
Yeah, you can hear the supporters, you can even see the Whitehaven players getting frustrated with the referee. The referee's already warned them on their second time, and he's talking to them again. That's another high shot. I don't know how many high shots out of the 15 penalties, Jordan, but
it's easily a third of them.
Few, so easily. So yeah, a lot of people getting frustrated that he's not doing anything about that, but he did do something with the Whitehaven team.
Jack Kellett's back out there now as well. Brown will find touch once again. Kellett's replaced Carl Garner. Alice Nixon will be the man to take the tap on this occasion. Tyler will find Clark Chambers. And he takes Whitehaven to within 20 metres, gets a quick play of the ball. Collins in there at dummy half. Looked Weatherall, but Weatherall had slightly overrun it, but now finds Brown, now finds Connor Holiday. Holiday steps back inside, trying to get that arm 3 for an offload. Whitehaven are 9 metres out here. Collins comes back towards the middle with Brown. Brown runs laterally. Isn't the best pass. And he bounces into the hands, or he doesn't. I think Jay Weatherall's trying to argue it come off the hands of Jacob Hookham first. I don't think it did, but we're trying to wait and see what the referee's decision gets here. It is the favourite of the Dewsbury Rams. No, on the popular side, I'm going to be happy with that, but I think that's a right decision.
Yeah, right decision, John. All comes from a really poor pass. I'm sure it was Cam Brown that threw that, but that's a really, really poor pass from a good, half-back. That's with his experience. So, yeah, that it puts that in the basket of the Whitehaven hands. Then we don't have that problem.
Craig McShane dives from the base of the scrum. Does the fullback. And he's escaped 1-2 tackles, and he's come out of it before being brought down as Craig McShane. 15 short of halfway. We've seen it in the first half. They like to scoot from dummy half, and they did so again on that occasion. Jamie Field's now the man to fetch it forward. Recently reintroduced has been Jamie Field. Got the ball away and found Paul Sykes. Paul Sykes pushes one off. Chambers involved in that tackle alongside Alice Nixon and Holgate, and then it's going to be Holden down there.
Too obvious, yep. Holden down penalty, just too obvious, no need for it.
And it means that Jacob Hookham will have the opportunity to put this ball into touch. Ethan Bickerdike's just about to come back onto the field. Can't get involved just as of yet, so Whitehaven will be back up to a full complement of 13. And the slower Dewsbury take it, the longer they've got, the quicker Ethan Bickerdike can come back onto the field. I make it actually around about 30 seconds till he could have come back on, but he still can't get involved. In the meanwhile, Everett plays the ball. Tomlinson comes right into the hands of Hookham, into the hands now of Keenan Tomlinson. Bickerdike is back out there. Goes left from dummy half into the hands of Hookham. Now finds Deck Tomlinson once more, trying to get that arm 3, but good defence there from Whitehaven to wrap him up in and around the hour mark as we are here at the recreation ground. Goes left into the hands of Paul Sykes. Now finds Craig McShane. McShane will try and get out to that tackle, and he can't do. Chris Taylor and Kellett involved. Sykes comes right into the hands of Jack McShane. Now finds Toby Everett. Remember, we're 18 points all here at the recreation ground. 5 and last. Just ticked over to an hour gone. Comes right now into the hands of Hookham. Hookham then finds Callum Jordan. They just need to stand up to Whitehaven. They're offering nothing there to Whitehaven. Oh, Kieran Tider's drifted out on the final tackle. He did. He went in for it.
Jordan, I think he released it. I honestly thought the
but he's gone with the rib. I know. I agree with you. But he's gone in. He's allowed the referee to make the decision. Stupidity to even go anywhere near the ball on the final tackle. Even Paul March is even shaking his head down below us. Knows how stupid it is to go anywhere near the ball on the final tackle.
It's the first smile I've seen in him all day, John.
Well, yeah, no, but 15-6, Paul. 15-6. He's just pointing to making out penalty was 15-4. I was just correcting him, it was 15-6, but now do come left to Jamie Field, and he'll be even happy now, will Paul March, although he's not going to show it. Jamie Field goes over on the left hand side. It's his 5th try in the 10 games, and Dewsbury retake the lead. It's the 62nd minute here at the recreation ground. And stupidity to allow the referee to even make that decision cost Whitehaven.
Yeah, poor. The message from Fraz running on there now will be rinse and repeat. It's the same old messages, and both teams will be getting the same old messages. Cut out this stupid areas in key positions on this field. You have just gifted Dewsbury a set of 6 there, and he's just breezed past Conor Alder there, breezed past him.
Absolute stupidity, just to give the referee even a hint of a decision to make. It's the 5 and last. You've wrapped the man up. Why, David Seeds, are you going anywhere near the ball?
And that's honestly, John, we've had this conversation before. That's why we're at this level. That's why we're in this league. You know, it's that mentality, and that's where these players are on this big learning curve. You know, you learn as you through experience. Really, the more you play, the more you. But you've got to make each other accountable. You know, when you come on this field tonight, there's got to be learning. There's got to be learning from last week. There's got to be learning from the working game, penalties and errors. You've got to learn, and you've got to put that into practice. And there has to be some accountability by the certainly the coach, but more so that each and every other player, especially your leadership group within that Whitehaven team, you've got to hold each other to account. That error has just cost us a try. That error and that missed tackle has just cost us a try.
Boos from the popular side, but the referee hasn't done anything wrong. He hasn't. I'm as you well know, listening at home, I'm probably the first one to jump on referees. Jack Kellett was 3 yards offside.
Absolutely, and then that referee could have easily give a penalty there to Jack Kellett.
We are back underway. They're trying to push the Dewsbury man back here. At Whitehaven, there was 4, 5, 6 potentially in that tackle. Oh, come on. Toby Everett will eventually play the ball.
2 frustrated sides at this moment in time, Jordan. 2 frustrated and a lot of supporters frustrated. Somebody, just need to the team needs to compose.
Ball's been lost. Ball has been lost. He's still not up. He's Paul March.
Yeah, just saying, both teams need to compose themselves, really compose and get back to playing basic, simple rugby league rather than getting wound up by the referee, wound up by each other's players. Just play rugby, take it back, strip it back to the basics, bit of composure and play some smart rugby. Smart rugby wins this game.
Neither side have shown an awful lot of it at times this afternoon. That is the problem. But Whitehaven will have the opportunity to start this set. 10 metres out from the scrum. And referee Luke Bland not happy with the scrums that are being set out there. 15:25 left as we make it. Ball comes left, base of scrum. Tyra. 1, 2, 3 involved in that tackle. 7 or 8 metres out, just to the left hand side of the post, attacking the Kells end in this second half of Whitehaven. Into the hands now of Ellison Holgate. He's going to be pushed back 4, 5, 6 metres. Ball goes backwards. Penalty. No. I agree with you, Paul March. I agree with you. I think that's just been lost. I'm in full agreement on that occasion. But that is what, their 16th penalty they've given away. What? Oh, I don't agree with that.
No, I was just thinking there, Jordan, just looking at the scoreboard and thinking to myself as a coach, what would I do in that position there? It's a tough one. It is a tough one. 15 minutes left, 6 points in it. Looks as though they're going to...
No, they've already said we're going on. They've already said...
Ah, right.
They'd already made the decision. They've already told... Someone had already said we're going for it, sir, before that call for 2 came.
And deep down, as a coach, I think I'd have said, roll on.
Yeah, I think I would have done. Collins goes right into the hands now with Brown. This is the second tackle. Holgate. Those in the Kells end screaming for a high tackle. Referee Luke Bland just give a push to his shoulder. Collins will go right into the hands of Brown, into Holiday. Jay Weatherall had a walk in, the ball could have gone out. Holiday wrapped up. Collins comes left into the hands now of Brown. He'll find Chambers. Chambers will try and get his arm through, but taken down. Collins will come left into the hands of Tyra. Now finds Nixon. Nixon steps up.
Yeah, Dewsbury containers up that middle
quite
often now.
Collins comes right
got to
into
go
the hands
wide.
of Tyra. Tyra puts the kick in behind. Comes off the hands of Paul Sykes. Bounce up. Cameron Brown. Cameron Brown gets that ball down. It's the most experienced man on the field who couldn't have dealt with it in Paul Sykes. Whitehaven do get there. 4th of the afternoon. 2nd for Cameron Brown. And with 67 minutes on the clock, Whitehaven have an opportunity to level the scores once more. It's Whitehaven 22, Dewsbury 24.
Yeah, dribble kick by Tyra there, but all of a sudden it come off a Dewsbury player, went sky high. We were waiting for it to come down. It felt like an eternity. It was coming down, and the smallest man on the pitch, one of the smallest men on the pitch, Cameron Brown, just picks it from the air and scores it.
It's his 4th of the season for Cam Brown, the first time he scored a double in a game for the Australian. And Jay Weatherall will have the opportunity to make it scores level. Whitehaven have been in a few tight games this season. They're going to be in another. We make it 12 and a half to go here at the recreation ground. BBC Radio, Cumbria Sport Online.
And I think what certainly helps, Jordan, we've still got Brad Brennan on the sidelines. We've still got Thompson, who still looks okay at this moment in time. So we've still got a bit of experience to put back into that side for the last 13, 12 minutes there. So, we've got I don't know how many subs we've had there. I don't know how many we've got left. But, yeah, that's us all square.
Weatherall adds on the extras here at the recreation ground. Whitehaven 24, Dewsbury Rams 24, just under 12 to go. Can Whitehaven do it? Can they have that experience, the likes of Jordan Thompson and Brad Brennan coming from the bench, just to help them steer and navigate them the way through? Can Chris Taylor step up? Can Connor Holliday? Can the experienced campaigners step up and lead Whitehaven through it? Sykes with the kick-off. Tyra collects and finds Clark Chambers. Chambers will fetch it forward, tries to spin out the tackle and makes an extra 3 or 4 post-contact metres there, does Chambers. Collins in at dummy half. Bickerdike now with ball in hand, and he'll take Whitehaven to just over their own 30, just to the left of centre. In that centre now with Ellison Holgate before he goes right with Connor Holliday. Holliday finds his front, 12-13 short of halfway, into the hands then of Kellett. Kellett's nearly through it there. He's pulled down a metre short of halfway. Finds Jay Weatherall. Weatherall does well there, does the fullback. Too early for the one you feel as of yet. It is the 5 and last. They do come left. Tyra puts the kick towards the corner. It isn't the best from Kieran Tyra. In fact, it goes out on the full. It's not the worst place in the world to turn the ball over, but you want that 10 metres deeper with a better kick from Tyra.
Yeah, I was just about to say, Jordan, 11 minutes to go. Every set, attack and set and defensive set is precious here. That was a great break by Jack Kellett, and then on the back of that, Jay Weatherall got us some great yards, and it was a great opportunity for Tyra just to dink it in the corner there. But yeah, execution really poor at a really poor time of the game.
Some shenanigans out there. Jamie Field feel like he's being hard done to. Toby Everett's now the man to fetch it forward. Sorry, no, it's not. It's Matt Garside. Garside will play it on halfway. This is Toby Everett now. Keller meets him alongside Chambers. He's met few post-contact meters there. Has Everett. They're 39 metres away from the Whitehaven line. Comes right to Hookham. Now finds Keenan Tomlinson. Nixon, Tyra, Bickerdike and Chambers all involved. Jack McShane in at dummy half. Goes left into the hands of Hookham. Brad Brennan's getting ready to come on down below us. Jamie Field takes the hit up on the 5 and last now. Comes right into the hands of Hookham. And Hookham will put that kick up. Rises the highest and gets it offloaded away to Callum Jordan. And it's going to be Kieran Tyler coming down this side. Can Tyler, Kieran Tyler, he's one on one. Gets it inside to Jay Weatherall. Jay Weatherall. Jay Weatherall. Jay Weatherall. Yes! Jay Weatherall. No, he hasn't given it. He hasn't given it. I'm still waiting to see there's going to be handbags thrown. We're all on. Jay Weatherall knows he hasn't got that ball down. Knows he hasn't got that ball down. And I think that shout from behind us is right. The referee's lost control. Still waiting to see what happens. He eventually stops the clock. Brad Brennan's been on, needs a juice to replace Clark Chambers, and Jay Weatherall knows he hasn't got that ball down before he found touch. The touch judge was right on top of it.
Great break by Tyler. Great break by Tyler. Just picks up a loose ball there and decides, pulls it back. His decision, and he give Jay Weatherall the ball at the right opportunity there. All Jay had to do was finish it, and he just looked a little bit leg weary there. You know, on his last sort of 10-15 minutes there, meters there towards the line, did Jay, and a great cover tackle. I don't know who the player was.
I think it was George Senior.
What a great cover tackle. That's a try saving. Well, it's a match saving. It's a match saving try that from the Dewsbury player there.
Not only was it in touch, it's been declared touching goal, which means he was over the try line.
Which gives them another 20 metres.
It is still 24-all here at the recreation ground. I make it 8 minutes to go. Whitehaven's defence trying to get on top here. Defence involves Brennan, Holgate, and is it Luke Collins in there as well? Goes left into the hands now of Toby Everett. Everett met by Brennan. Collins re-involved, Holgate involved, Nixon involved there as well. Still short of halfway on this occasion. Jack McShane then finds now Tomlinson. Deck finds then Jamie Field. Tries to push the man off there. There's Jamie Field. Still a couple of tackles left in this bank. Sykes comes right and finds Craig McShane. That's the 5 and last. They're within 30 here. This is where the one could come into it. No, they're going to go left into the hands of Sykes. Sykes puts the kick in behind, and it's Cam Brown, I think it's in there. Yeah, it is. That's dove on it.
Great vision, Cam Brown. Seen it coming. Telegraphed by Sykes, but great read from young Brown.
Max Anderson, who has scooped out the dummy half, finds 10-11 metres there.
Yeah, Whitehaven just need to pick up this tempo. Just get it down here, drive it down this 6-hit up.
Even Bickerdike got a penalty. 17th penalty of the afternoon they've conceded. How the Dewsbury Rams.
That's another high penalty. He's got to be warning them now.
If he hasn't, I won't repeat what he's just said there, Paul March, because it isn't broadcastable. 17 penalties.
But that's what Whitehaven need to do. Quick play the ball, go again. Quick play the ball, go. Just keep it nice and simple. Just go up the guts of this Dewsbury side. Keep sending them back and back and back. Get the field position and put them under the cosh.
Brown then finds Holgate. Will find Brad Brennan. Brennan's the man to continue to pump his legs forward here. 23 metres out. Collins in there at dummy half. Will go right into the hands of Holgate. Now finds Brown, who just pops it up for Connor Holliday. He's wrapped up his Connor Holiday, but Whitehaven are within 16, 17 metres here. Kellett into the hands end of Holgate. Holgate has lost it! Up on contact. 5.5 to go as we make it. BBC Radio, Cumbria Sports Online. It's Haven 24, Rams 24.
Yeah, and Ellison just trying to push the Dewsbury defender off with the ball in his hand, and just got it caught up in that. I think the Dewsbury player's got a hand in there, but yeah, loose carry by Ellison. That's took the pressure right off Dewsbury and put it back onto Whitehaven.
Got a stoppage in play, just referee not quite happy with how the scrum set. 5 to go as we make it here at the recreation ground.
Yeah, and it's one thing they need to look at, Jordan. I thought I seen Cam Brown there looking at the sidelines to see if a drop goal was an option here, so it's maybe something both teams are looking at now.
Yeah, should be in that final 5 minutes. Second tackle and Dewsbury still not beyond their own 20 here. Collinson back on now to replace Toby Everett. And Collinson will play this short of his own 22. Craig McShane now involved. He's been quieter in the second half as the fullback, but he's brought it up to just short of his own 30. Jack McShane goes left from dummy half and just need to fetch him down there to Garside. It's the 5 and last and short of their own 40 here.
Better watch that kick over the top.
Sykes puts the kick. It's going to be a spiral kick. It's going to be allowed to bounce. Collected comfortably by Max Anderson-Moore, and he'll fetch it forward. Needs help there, does Anderson-Moore, but he's being pushed back 30 to 32, 33 away from his own line. Into the hands of Ethan Bickerdike. Bickerdyke's nearly away from 1, away from 2, away from 3.
Great run.
Gets himself
Great run,
over halfway.
Great run.
Collins in there. Goes right into the hands of Connor Holiday. Gets the offload away to Holgate. Holgate. Penalty! Whitehaven surely have to go for 2.
Absolutely.
Surely.
Absolutely.
Clock is stopped.
I was just about to say there, no sideways running. We've got to go north-south. We've got to go straight.
Alice! 3.5. 3.5.
Jay Weatherall, this is your chance. This is your chance to step up.
Is it Jay Weatherall? Do you get maybe? Is it? Does he feel he's got the range?
That lad has got the range. He's got a great left foot.
He's going to see yellow here. He's Jack McShane for that high tackle.
I know, credit to the referee. You know, he has been true to his word. He has he's warned them twice, and he has simbined them twice. So yeah.
And it will be Jay Weatherall. I make it 3.5 to go. Jay Weatherall, and he's sneaking the ball forward on every occasion. He well did to jump to Jay Weatherall. Paul Sykes is too busy arguing.
I will be putting it where the referee is standing.
No, he spotted him as Luke Bland, in all fairness to him. So Jay Weatherall, it's exactly 40 metres.
Wind behind
him, towards the Kells end.
Towards the Kells end. And then what we got? 3 minutes, you think, Jordan? Another 3 sets of 6.
I hate rugby league. This game will kill me off one day, I'm telling you. Jay Weatherall comes at it, left-footed. It's missed to the right-hand side of the post, but it goes dead. It will be a goal line drop ball, a 20-metre dropout.
In golf terms, he's hooked it. Just a little hook there. Yeah, just a little snatch at it. Yeah, great opportunity there to win this game. But Whitehaven still have an opportunity. Is he going to go short?
No, he's going to kick this long. We're not in the NRL. It isn't the best, however. Only goes 30 metres. Weatherall collects on the halfway line. Collins in there at dummy half, 42, 43 metres out. Jack Kellett. We are well into drop goal territory now if Whitehaven can get there. Kellett plays the ball, goes right into the hands of Connor Holiday. They're trying to keep it in and around centre here. Cam Brown is hanging around in there.
He's pointing.
Brad Brennan.
Put them where you want them, Cam. Put them
it
where
now.
You want them.
You go now, Cam Brown. He's dropped into the pocket as Cameron Brown.
Very fast, Brad.
Into the hands of Cameron Brown. Cameron Brown, right-footed. Goes wide of the right hand side post. Drop comes off a Dewsbury man. It is a goal line drop out. Into the final minute, says the timekeeper. That could be within like the final 90 seconds. So we're pretty much on par. Dropout comes, that's better on this occasion. Kellett collects. Runs it forward, does Jack Kellett. Hookham prayed before Jack Kellett hit him.
Hookham said, come and run, he ran straight over him.
Jay Weatherall tries to escape there, does Weatherall. 18 metres out to Whitehaven. Brad Brennan tries to spin out to the tackle. You go on this occasion. Tyra's going to be the man there. Collins. Kieran Tyra. Left footed Kieran Tyra. He goes wide as well. Oh, he goes wide as well. The pressure was enormous on him. Fantastic from the Dewsbury Rams defence. The pressure. I make it 45. There's the hooter. There's the hooter, and it's a draw. And how anticlimactic is that? Everyone just drops on their feet. Drops.